really busy this summer working in my greenhouse. The work there is almost done, so I can sit back and relax and do some filling that I've started a long time ago and I haven't finished it yet, because obviously having some 400 and something plants to report, there's not that much time left for the work, for something that I enjoy. But there's only 50 left, but most of them are already in the house, so they're not affected by the coming colds, so I can leave that for later. And now I can spend more time on filling. So I'm still working on this top, the Twilight Garden, which I called, and I'll probably start from here and I'll do something like from here to this side, over here, and all that way. A bit running nose. So what I've got here is just attaching the new end. I've done some work on filling in the background, but the front is still untouched. So I'm securing all this area as it remains more or less flat. Obviously this is the chest, this is the waistline, and I pulled the template. This is actually a dress that I was wearing 30 years ago, and it's still good, and I'm using it as a template. And hopefully soon I will be able to wear the stuff that I'm making. Finally got myself. Hi Julia, nice to see you here. And hopefully next summer I will be able to wear the stuff that I make. So it's not only made for the wardrobe to stay on the shelf, but it will be also wearable. So I got something like 10 kilos to lose before I'll be able to fit into this tops that I'm making, tops and dresses. And of course, as soon as I start streaming, Rudy goes bananas. He can't bear the fact that I'm talking to someone, not him. So you can write in the chat and I'll respond immediately. So my plan for today is to make at least the front. Just 1 second. Rudy, что там жрешь? Тебе не стыдно? Тебе не стыдно? As I was chatting, Rudy was helping himself. Well, you can, Dolores, you can, there's just a matter of practice that you have to practice every day, just like with everything. My first work was absolutely ugly. I didn't even show to anyone. But then once I was started working more constantly, everything has changed. So as I said, as I was doing here, working here, Rudy was helping himself and ate my chicken heart with mushrooms. So I had to run to the kitchen and hide it from him. I just finished cooking, and he took the sample first. I'll probably here I will leave the space so I can just continue on that later from this part. So I'll start from here somewhere, and yeah, surely Rosie enjoyed my dinner. And tomorrow his stomach will go bananas because he's got very strict diet and he's on raw food. His stomach doesn't accept anything cooked, especially with soybean sauce. Well, I hope nothing terrible happens, because he just started enjoying himself when I interfered. So over here I want to make the diamond. Before I join it here, I want to make the diamond so the filling in the hole is not too big, not a big hole, just like this. And probably over here, so the diamond will turn into kind of strangely shaped pentagon. And over here the treble. Don't like this one, so I'll probably join it a bit closer to the previous stitch. And over here I have to use the Y stitch, as I always do the Y stitches here at the corners of the petals. Just let me get the camera closer. As you can see, there's a mess because I was working on Temari for Christmas, but now that project is over. I've done the required part for the souvenir shop, and I'm back to work with something more useful for myself. Now, if you're interested, there's a YouTube channel called Handicrafts A to Z, where I do the Temari balls and a bit of weaving, a bit of crochet, and a bit of everything that doesn't fit into Irish crochet lace. And over here, as you can see, it's not that difficult to make. It's just you have to make sure that you don't do the squares and triangles, because they'd look a bit ugly on the filling. And if you do it squares, your filling would look more like the filling mesh, and that's something I want to avoid. Like this. Now over here I want to make the set of Y stitches. Let me get the camera closer, like this. I'll probably do the one stitch here, and all these Y stitches, they will be worked in kind of the Tunisian crochet. So I gathered all the stitches at once, and then let me get the camera a bit. The camera holder is a bit rusty, as it stayed outside the whole summer, as I was doing the tutorials for Hippiastrum repotting. Now almost done here. As you can see, I got already a bunch of yarn overs and stitches here, and I would love to make one over here, so I don't have a big hole left, so in case I wear it and it stretches, there's a hole in it. So yes, that's the most uncomfortable part, is that it has to be really tight and not skipping any stitches. I don't know if you can see that or not, because for me camera looks at the weird angle. Actually, this is the pattern that was shown to me by Tonya Antonina Kuznetsova, and you actually can help her now because she's in Kherson, occupied by Russia, and the only way she can make money is to sell patterns on Etsy. So if you search Etsy for Antonina Crochet, there will be her patterns there, so you can buy and support her, and I would really appreciate that. She actually taught me that pattern a long time ago. So as you can see, I've got this little filling between the motifs. Just because it's kind of tilted to the side, there was a hole like this, but here it's open so I can fill it in easily. But with this one, I had to make those narrow stitches inside between the leaves. Just let me get it a bit. This camera, I don't know how long I'll be able to do that, but because my camera is overheating, those Samsung fancy phones, the old one never overheated. I was streaming for like an hour and nothing happened. But with this new model, well, relatively new, I've been using it for 2 years now, and it's overheating when it streams for about 30 minutes. So I've got Rudy, hungry puppy. He's had a problem with his stomach last week, so he's kind of very limited on food right now. I just started giving him introduced meat back again, and like 4 days ago he had a vomit with the traces of blood, so I thought he might have scratched the throat or something. So he was on the moro soup, which is the shredded and cooked carrot and eggs, and today he was introduced to meat. Now he's hungry and he's searching the whole apartment, the whole house for the food. And funny. So got another 5 minutes of streaming, and I would probably do the stitch over here to make the trapezia over here, and stitch back here on the flower between two flowers. And then another diamond before I do the Y stitch. So as it getting colder, I will spend more time on crochet, on lace. So after I finish this one, this top, I will be doing the skirt. I've already done the template, and I'm filling the gaps with the motifs. I've got the threads that I'm using is actually the micro acrylic, which is about the size of, I don't know, size 1. It's a bit thicker than, what's the word for that? That is I don't know, 5 or 6 and 10 threads, but this one is actually, I don't know if I have it right on hand, but I'll show it next time. Next time I will be streaming, I will show the motifs. Actually, let me get this, get the template out and get the flower. So this is the element that I'm using, and I still got about 1.5 skein to finish before I start the skirt, but the generally amount of flowers is already there, the required amount. And as soon as I finish this top, I will be doing the filling. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going back and forth here. You know, I never know how I go to with the filling, how the filling goes. It's just as it feels. Sometimes I plan to make it like this, but then I change my mind and go in other directions. So there's no strict rule that you have to follow this. Just as you feel how it goes, just let it go. And что такое? Руди? No. He's scratching my back. Иди гуляй, дверь открыта. Иди гуляй. Иди гуляй. Где кошки? Иди. Rudy, the legend of the stream. He's always like that. As soon as I start streaming, he goes bananas. Just like the toddler, 2-3 years old, all attention should be his. So I'll probably stream on, there's something wrong going on with my internet because it changes address all the time, reconnects all the time. I have to check with the service provider what's happening. So I'll probably go here. And I'll fill this hole and I'll go back to this end and probably over here and go around the flower and return to the same spot. If I have enough time for the stream. There's 10 minutes left before my camera overheats. have to set the camera so that I can also see what you're writing here in chat. It's quite difficult, so you don't see the mess that's happening around me now. My husband sometimes calls my desk a rat hole. Because there's lots of stuff like a hoarding rat nest. I might just get a bit thicker filling on this end. And over here, oh, I might join the two motifs together with the same stitch. Yeah, almost as I planned. I don't know if you can hear Rudy's munching here, pretending that he's starving. But he actually had his dinner about an hour ago. And then he dived into my plate. Usually doesn't happen, but sometimes he's getting obsessed with food. And over here again, I just joined two motifs together with the same stitch. So from this point, I'll go backwards, and the next part of the filling will start from here and go somewhere around that area. Excuse me. So I'm doing a little pentagon here. And around here as well. It's nice to have a firm cushion that you can work on, because it keeps all the pins together, and its surface is kind of sticky, so your template stays on the surface, and it's nice to twist and turn around to get the filling done. And again over here, And in this part I can do the little behind the motif chain. Sometimes you can use it so you can go to the area without cutting the thread, the filling thread. Just do a couple of chains and do it, lay it in the back side of the motif. And just maybe 2 over here. Oh, I'm not, thank you, I'm not a genius. I'm just very, oh, sorry, something stuck to me. Another crochet, another hook appeared out of nowhere. A bunch of them laying around. It's just a matter of practice, you know. As I said before, my first projects, they were dreadful. The holes in the filling, they were so huge, and the filling itself looked ugly. But as you start working, you will catch up. You will feel how the filling goes. So it will lead you naturally to the beautiful part. As I said before, I'm trying to imitate the cracks in the soil that you get if you live in the area with the clay soil. You know, when the soil dries out, it gets kind of cracks on the surface. That's what I'm trying to imitate in the filling that I'm working on, because I live in the area with that, and I have the mud volcanoes about 5 kilometers away from me, from where I'm sitting right now. And quite often we go there with the family on the weekend just to watch the mud volcanoes. I have another channel that's called The Big Lady of the Small House, and there's a couple of videos of those mud volcanoes there, and also the natural resort with the cave painting, which I also trying to implement one day. That I actually got the motif. I don't know if Myra put it in the book or not, but I gave her the motif of the lizard, the green agama lizard. It actually lives here, not in my garden, but about 3 kilometers away from me. There is the rock area is covered with the prehistoric paintings, and there's I got some videos from that, and there's what's it called, the Roman carving on the rock as well. I think it was 13th, the lightning army by Maximilian or something. I have to check that again because I haven't been there. Keep forgetting all those historic signs, but this is just one of the armies that had disappeared here in Azerbaijan, that Emperor Domitian sent for exploration, and they went in Gobustan, and they went something like 80 kilometers away from here, and it was destroyed in a village which is now called Ramane, which means Roman in Azeri. That's the place where that army was demolished. It's really funny to see, you know, reading the books, the history, like Gladiator and all sorts of stuff, and then you realize that some of the events happened here next to you. And what I'm trying to do here, I just make another stitch, make this loop a bit longer. So I got a stitch like this. So this part doesn't look like the fillet mesh. I'll make this the either pentagon or hexagon when I start the rest of the part of the filling. This little loop will be stretched into different areas. Just like this, and probably like this. Let's see how it goes. So as you see, I came back to this point where I started. And now I'll do the Y stitches here. Another set of Y stitches so I can fill this gap. Excuse me. So with this set of Y stitches, you create kind of the stem with the side stitches, and probably here. No. Always secure with the pins the area that I'm working, so it remains flat. It doesn't hang. It doesn't get loose. So when I finish, this filling doesn't shrink. Yeah, I'll do that over here. I think I need bigger glasses now. And it's absolutely normal to unravel the part of the filling that you don't like and start over. There's nothing stops you. Now I do the stitch. And I guess I would finish around here at this top where the two flowers join. Got enough pins here to secure, and I'll cut the, it's 34. I don't know if my camera cuts off any second. So it's 34 minutes and it's boiling hot, so I'll probably stop streaming so it doesn't interrupt. Anyway, that's it for today, and stay tuned. On Wednesday there will be another stream with the stop, and we'll see how much I can progress on by that time. Bye.